In the quiet town of Willow's End, where stars blanketed the sky like a jeweled tapestry, a young African-American stargazer, Heather, sat atop a weathered rooftop. The air hummed with the night stillness as she adjusted her telescope, her wide eyes reflecting the constellations above. Star charts and scribbled notes lay scattered around her, a testament to her unending fascination with the heavens. Suddenly, the stillness broke. A single streak of light tore across the dark expanse, a shooting star, brighter and faster than any she had ever seen. It grew larger, closer, until it split into fragments, scattering across the horizon. One fragment, glowing with a golden brilliance, descended softly into the nearby meadow. The girl's heart raced. She had to see it for herself. Through the dew-kissed grass of the meadow, she approached the glowing fragment. It sat nestled among the tall blades, pulsing gently like a heartbeat. The air around it shimmered, warm and inviting. She knelt down, hesitating for just a moment before reaching out a trembling hand. The fragment's light seemed to brighten in response, as though it too were curious. As her fingers brushed the fragment, it began to change. Its rigid form softened, reshaping itself into a glowing orb with sparkling, expressive eyes. The stargazer gasped, pulling her hand back in surprise, but the fragment floated closer, circling her playfully. It wasn't just a piece of a star, it was alive, curious, and full of wonder. The stargazer marveled as the fragment began to paint glowing constellations in the air. Stars and galaxies spun around them, revealing stories of distant worlds. Each flicker of light felt like a language she couldn't quite understand, yet it spoke to her soul. She realized this fragment wasn't just a traveler, it had come to her for a reason. Guided by the fragment's radiant glow, the stargazer ventured into the forest. The path was narrow and shadowed by ancient trees, but the fragment lit the way, casting shimmering beams of light that danced along the leaves. At last, they reached the old observatory, a place long abandoned but filled with the echoes of forgotten discoveries. Her heart swelled with anticipation as they stepped inside. Inside, dust covered every surface, and the telescope loomed like a giant forgotten sentinel. The fragment floated toward it, its light weaving through the lenses and gears. Suddenly, the walls came alive, glowing with a magnificent map of the cosmos. Nebulas swirled, stars blinked into existence, and galaxies stretched beyond comprehension. It was a vision of the universe as she had never seen it before. But beauty turned to danger in an instant. Shadows seeped from the cracks in the walls, forming into dark celestial hunters. Their formless shapes reached for the fragment, driven by some ancient hunger. The stargazer grabbed the fragment, clutching it tightly as they fled. Behind them, the shadows twisted and writhed, consuming the starlight as the observatory began to collapse. Breathless and shaken, they emerged atop a mountain peak where the sky stretched endlessly. The fragment floated free from her arms, its light dimming as it spoke, not in words, but in feelings. It showed her a vision of balance disrupted a cosmos in need of healing. Tears streamed down her face as she realized what must be done. The fragment had to return home, even if it meant leaving her behind. With trembling hands, she released the fragment into the air. It floated upward, its glow intensifying with each passing second. Suddenly, it burst forward, a radiant shooting star streaking across the heavens. In its wake, constellations bloomed, lighting up the sky with newfound brilliance. The stargazer watched in awe, her heart aching with loss, yet filled with a quiet pride. The fragment was gone, but its light would forever guide her.